Mr. Anand, thank you so much for coming on to the show. The big question here is that your leader has been upset with the Prime Minister for quite a while, with the BJP for quite a while. Why? What is the timing of the resignation that we saw?
See, we had extended unconditional support to the Prime Minister as well as the BJP with the high expectations and the ambitions. But this government in the last 4.5 years, they have not fulfilled the single commitment made by the Honorable Prime Minister to the Bihar state. During the general election as well as the assembly election in 2015, the Honorable Prime Minister has made several commitments to the Biharis, but in the last 4.5 years, they didn't fulfill any single commitment, whether it is a special package, whether it is a revival of sugar mills and the generation of the employment for the youth in Bihar, etc., etc. So we are forced. We have been forced to take a call on these issues. And apart from all these issues, they were trying to implement the RSS agenda. And whenever the election come, the BJP start talking about the Ram Mandir temple. It's not a responsibility of any political party to construct the mosque as well as the temple.
Mr. Anand, I have a question for you.
Guru. But always BJP has done this kind of thing to divert the. Yeah, please go ahead. Please, listening you.
Yeah, I have a question for you. What took 4.5 years to realize that the people of Bihar have been betrayed by the BJP and the Prime Minister and the promises have not been fulfilled? How did you take this much of time to realize this?
We have tried our best in the last 4.5 years. We have brought up all the issues in the mind of the Honorable Prime Minister as well as the State Chief Sri Nitish Kumar ji. There is a conspiracy against the Rashtriya Lok Samata Party as well as Upendra Kushwaha ji, and both the JDU leader as well as the central BJP both have played a big role, and this is the reason why we have splitted from the NDA. As far as whatever the promises he has made, you must have seen they are misusing the power. What happened with the CBI?
I take your point, Madhavanand, but I want to have a full report in terms of what has actually happened today. And for that, I'm going to, before I actually go to my Congress guests as well as my BJP guests, I'm going to go to Nasir Salim, who's also joining us from the Samajwadi Party. Mr. Salim, I just want you to tell me why, why has the Samajwadi Party, which has been talking of, okay, I believe that we're having a problem connecting with Salim. We're going to go back to that guest in a moment. I'm now going to, in fact, come to Aishwarya Mahadev of the Congress. Can you just tell us about the sort of key takeaways, the key developments that have come out of this meeting? Because one would really like to know how far we are in terms of a third front that is supposed to be united, coming together against the NDA. And do you really think this front is going to be in a position to form the formidable challenge that it has to the NDA?
I think that first and foremost this meeting was absolutely positive because you saw leaders from across the spectrum come down, sit down, acknowledge each other's sort of contribution politically and have this discussion. Also, the parties have put out a note about what happened and they've spoken about very important things. They've spoken about preserving democracy, they've spoken about economic growth, they've spoken about preserving the sort of secular fabric of this nation, which is crucial to keep India as she is. And now she's facing this onslaught and attack from, elements which would rather divide. And most importantly, they've acknowledged that we acknowledge each other's differences and will try to work together in the most sort of cohesive and peaceful manner possible. Because you need to realize that democracy is under threat. It's no longer just political parties, but what they've acknowledged also is the sort of the electioneering juggernaut where everything goes for the BJP, and they've stooped to lows that we've never seen before. And you're seeing it reflect in the sort of institutions and, sort of judges speaking out and the sort of rebellion on the ground. You realize that this situation is something that we need to fix. And these parties have come together. There's nothing solid as in what is going to become, so one second, sir. there's nothing 100% solid, nothing set in stone about the next year. However, we're in talks and we're going to obviously try to make sure that this is a transition where we can come together while having the interests of all stakeholders, you know, given equal credence. And that I think is good for what we see. You had a question?
One small question for you, if you've completed, please. Without BSP, without Samajwadi Party and without Lalu Yadav's RJD, what is the meeting then? Your partners, probable partners from UP and Bihar, where there are sizable number of seats, they are missing from this meeting. Why are they missing? What is the reason? Can you please spell it out for us?
Sir, I think you're mistaken. First, did you see that Tejasvi Yadav was also present at this meeting? And second of all, the patriarch of the family, Mulayam Singh Yadav, was there in a personal capacity. And obviously, Ms. Mayawati, I think it's very simple. Right now, we have 5 election-going states. There are coalitions that worked, there are coalitions that didn't. However, after these elections, sir, official or not, the fact that there is representation to hear out is good enough for the fact that this is the initial primary meeting. And post which, I think that post tomorrow's results, that I think a lot more regional parties and a lot more parties will be far more amicable to come down and sit and discuss the possibilities of working together for 2019, because as a national party we do hold a lot of sway, but however we need to acknowledge, and we have acknowledged, the power that regional and sub-regional parties have. And I think a combination of all of these parties together is something that can take down the sort of you know, that the party that the BJP is, and this is for the future of India, and I'm very, very positive about this.
Sure, fair enough. I'm going to come back to the actual sort of key takeaways as well as the sort of immediate challenges that this Mahagathbandhan would have. I just want to turn to my studio guest right now. Vaibhav Agarwal, you know, you're sitting here with us. We have, of course, been tracking a very news-heavy day, so to speak. But how big a challenge is the Mahagathbandhan for the NDA, and how are you looking at today's developments?
Fatima ji, first of all, on a lighter note, it was definitely a truly manic Monday today.
Yeah.
You know, as we all say, it was, you know, it reminds me of that song Manic Monday. But, you know, Mahagathbandhan, from a largely political angle to it, it will never succeed. It cannot succeed. Can Mamata Banerjee go in Karnataka and campaign? Can H.D. Kumaraswamy go in West Bengal and campaign? So, you know, Mahagathbandhan has existed for over donkey years since the time each of these small parties came into existence. So, I mean, when the numbers come to the crux, I'll tell you why the meeting was there today. The meeting was that, hey, we are all absolutely down in dumps. We are scared of the Bharatiya Juggernaut Party, you know, as BTVI coined the term. And
tomorrow is the day we're going to find out a lot more about that.
It will still be there. It is not a tomorrow is not a referendum
here
at all. And I'll tell you what is the problem. The problem is that today, both Madhav said that the BJP has defrauded the RLSP. I disagree with this point. You know, it took him 4.5 years. When there is Achar Sanhita, which will come into effect in next month, you know, then he's coming and he's not going to be able to do it. Can I go back and tell him or ask him that as a member of parliament representing his constituency, the NDA government was gracious enough to make him a member of the cabinet here at the centre government as a minister. What did the minister Sahab go back to his constituency and develop in the last 4 years? Nothing. I'll tell you the second point. 1 second, sir. Second point, Aishwarya ji, it is my obligation to give a rebuttal to them. Just very briefly, the meeting was very positive. All stakeholders would get their share. That's exactly what the Congress is saying, and they have the right to say that. But the whole perspective, again, we boiled down to it. We all agree that this meeting was not about formation of Mahagathbandhan. This meeting was all about Mamata Banerjee thrusting everyone down, saying, I am the only stalwart leader. Chandrababu Naidu saying, I am the only stalwart leader who's in power, who's got the numbers, who's got the money, who's got a sitting chief minister. You know, and we will have the chunk of the seats.
One question for you. As you know, Delhi ki satta ka rasta Uttar Pradesh se nikalta hai.
Sure.
And if you still remember, in 1993, a slogan coined by late Kanshi Ram, he said, "Mile Mulayam Kanshi Ram, hawa mein ud gaye Jai Shri Ram." History is repeating itself.
Absolutely.
SP and BSP are coming together.
Right.
Is baar bua batija hai. It is a formidable challenge for you, and you'll have to accept it.
See, on ground, when there is caste creed politics, of course it becomes a challenge, because we do not believe in polarizing the entire elections from caste and creed. We believe we are only pitching. We are pitching in development.
Okay.
Behenji avoided the Mahagathbandhan. Akhilesh ji stayed out of it officially.
I will tell you why.